can't take it anymore. My mind's about to go to war. I need someone to save me from myself, to hear me cry when I call out for help. I blame it on the voices that are in my head, wondering if they'll ever be put to bed. Feels like I am close to reaching my wit's end, holding out but I'm about to blow it up like a volcano.
All right, good morning. Okay, again, late stream. I want to do these things at 7 o'clock, but it never happens. Anyway, let's jump right into it. Read some news, play some Wordle, play some crosswords, maybe some GeoGuessr quiz, and let's see how miserable the world is. Let's go. Okay, first, Minnesota calls in National Guard after capital city slammed by digital attack. When did this happen? Is that walls? Yeah, it's walls. St. Paul shut down systems after the cyber. Excuse me. St. Paul shut down systems after the cyber attack. Governor Tim Walz said exceeded the city's response capacity. Minnesota has called in the National Guard after the city of St. Paul was slammed by what its mayor described as a deliberate, coordinated digital attack carried out by sophisticated hackers. Governor Tim Walz said in a statement that he was deploying the Guard, which has a cyber protection component, because the attack had exceeded the city's response capacity. In a press conference Tuesday, St. Paul Mayor Melvin Carter said the city had initiated a full shutdown of our information systems as a defensive measure to contain the threat, triggering Wi-Fi outages across city buildings, disruptions to city libraries, and suspensions of network resources. While these disruptions are difficult, they are necessary steps to limit exposure, preserve system integrity, and protect sensitive information, he said. The city first noticed suspicious activity on its internal systems in the early morning of 25th July. 6 days ago? According to a press release from the St. Paul Mayor's office, St. Paul leaders ultimately decided to just restrict access to the system that was targeted and then shut down the full network on Tuesday. Emergency services were not compromised, Carter said. To help handle the cleanup operation. It's all kinds of attack. It's all kinds. I mean, you don't know who did it. This could be. It's definitely malicious in nature, but also you don't know if it's. Maybe it's not that serious. I need to show my setup camera. There you go. Georgia detainee with prosthetic legs who objected to flooded cell sent to solitary. The city could run as it grapples with an acute water crisis. Wow, Tehran is capital, right? Let's see. Rodney Taylor placed in restrictive unit for refusing to enter flooded cell because his prosthetic leg can get wet. A Liberian-born man detained by ICE in Georgia was put in solitary confinement after complaining about flooding in his cell that he said was potentially dangerous for his electronic prosthetic legs, the Guardian can reveal. Rodney Taylor recently spent 3 days in what Core Civic calls a restrictive housing unit at Georgia's Stewart Detention Center after refusing to enter his cell because a leak had left the floor with about an inch of water. That would be a potential disaster for Taylor, since his battery-powered microprocessor-controlled prosthetic legs can get wet. It was only the latest episode for Taylor, a double amputee, since ICE agents detained him at his Loganville, Georgia home on 15th January. His problems illustrate how ill-prepared the Trump administration is to meet the needs of immigration detainees with disabilities as they carry out mass deportation plans. They don't see you as an individual, but as someone being deported, Taylor said. Taylor's fiance, Mildred Pierre, called the experience of monitoring his well-being during the last 6 months like receiving blow after blow. The Guardian first reported on Taylor's case on 25th April. Since then, his challenges in detention have included the screws coming out of his prosthetic legs, causing him to fall and injure his hand, and being unable to obtain new fitted prosthetic legs at a certain clinic as a result of them being delivered without a charger for their battery. Then once his fiancée brought a charger, a second appointment at the clinic 2 months later, left him without results because the clinic was not familiar with Taylor's model of prosthetics. Oh God, unfortunate event. Unfortunate. Turbulence forces diversion of Delta flight sends 25 to hospital. What is going on with this? I don't want to get on a plane. I don't want to get on a plane now. Can't get on a plane. 25 people were taken to hospitals after a Delta flight headed from Utah to Amsterdam. That's a long flight too. If you're flying from like New York to California, New York to DC, let's say, then it's like 45 minutes. Not too bad. You're like, at least I'll reach there, in a little bit. This is like, what? How long is Utah to Amsterdam? Like 6 hours. Utah to Amsterdam experienced significant turbulence and had to land in Minneapolis on Wednesday. The airline said so. It didn't go far. Flight DL56 headed from Salt Lake City to Amsterdam and landed at Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport, Delta said in a statement. Medical personnel met the flight upon arrival to evaluate customers and crew. 25 of those on board were transported to local hospitals for evaluation and care, the airline said. We are grateful for the support of all emergency responders involved. The Minneapolis airport said the flight landed safely around 7:45 p.m. The airport's fire department and EMS responded to the gate to help those on board, it said. Safety is our number one value at Delta, and our Delta Care team is working directly with customers to support their immediate needs. So what happened to the 25? The thing that was as described as minor injuries after United flight experienced turbulence and made an emergency landing in Waco in March. Oh, this is another one. It's a United flight. Is this United? This is Delta. I don't want to get on a plane anytime soon. I hope I don't have to. Former NBA All-Star arrested over high-stakes illegal poker ring at his LA mansion. Isn't that common for people, for rich people to get around and play poker and have money involved? Gilbert Arenas, who played for teams including the Washington Wizards, Orlando Magic, and Golden State Warriors, was arrested Wednesday and faces federal charges over the arrangement of his residence in Encino, California. The 43-year-old is charged with. Oh, I know him. I've seen him on YouTube and stuff. Like I think he used to be like homeless at one point. The 43-year-old is charged with one count of conspiracy to operate an illegal gambling business, one count of operating an illegal gambling business, and one count of making false statements to federal investigators. He made his initial appearance and was arraigned Wednesday afternoon in U.S. District Court in downtown LA. Arenas was charged alongside 5 defendants, who included a suspected high-level member of an Israeli transnational organized crime group, according to the California Attorney General's office. Ooh. Also charged was Evgeny 48, Alan Austria, Yaron Cohen, and Evgen Krashun 43. Each defendant is charged with one count of conspiracy to operate an illegal gambling business and one count of operating an illegal gambling business. I truly believe that people always point towards certain communities committing more crime and stuff, but I think it's because they do it at the very low level, right at the street levels. So people are like, oh, it's just the street levels, nothing much is happening. I don't know. I mean, because there's a lot of coverage of it, and then all the what do you call it? All the attention goes towards them, right? But this is with what's happening over time. Like even on the East Coast, there's certain communities who were wreaking havoc in this country. I want to say names, but there are a few different, because I don't want to get in trouble. But there are a few different communities. The Irish community, the Jewish community, the Italian, the mobs have been here for a while. But now they operate at a much higher level. They're not doing the street level stuff where people are there's too much tension over it. I'm not saying it doesn't get reported, by the way. I'm sure it gets reported, but it doesn't get as much attention. That's what I think is happening. Former NBA All-Star arrested over high-stakes illegal poker ring at his elementary. What? This is what happens. Suspected arrested in killing of couple hiking with daughters in Arkansas. Oh, I remember this. Who was? I remember reading this. James Andrew McCann is accused. 28 is accused of Clinton David Brink 43 killing Clinton David and Kristen Amanda Brink as they hiked. What is the cause? What is? I want to know the motive. What's with the fat? Well, arrested is accused of killing. He's arrested at a barbershop after days-long manhunt. Colonel Mike Hager, the state police director, thanked state police for working long hours in the search for a suspect, as well as federal agencies for their assistance. Authorities did not mention suspected motive Wednesday or how the killings occurred. Okay, how about Harvard? Uh, Baby found a random Tennessee yard before four relatives are found dead. What? The deceased were identified as the child's mother, father, grandmother, and uncle, and investigations underway to identify a possible suspect or suspects. Where did this happen? Tennessee. An infant was found abandoned Tuesday as on a random yard shortly after four of the child's relatives were discovered dead in a nearby county, authorities in Tennessee said. So the infant was far. So someone tried to abduct her or him. I don't know what the baby's gender is. There have been no arrests, and authorities have provided few details about the death. The investigation, including efforts to identify and apprehend the suspect or suspects, remains active and ongoing. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation said in a statement Wednesday. Nearly a dozen law enforcement agencies assisting the investigation, including the FBI and the U.S. Marshals, to Reverse Violent Fugitive Task Force, the state bureau said. That's crazy, dude. That kid is going to grow up in the system now. And I don't know how that's going to end up. God, have mercy. FBI to open standalone office in Wellington. Delaware? Oh, New Zealand. We'll be setting up a permanent office in New Zealand's capital after Director Capital met with several ministers, the head of the police in New Zealand's spy agencies. The U.S. Embassy in Wellington confirmed in a statement plan for a dedicated law enforcement attaché office. While the FBI has stationed personnel in New Zealand for several years, establishing a full legate. Is it legate or legate? Legate or legate? No, bro. I did not type that. How do you pronounce it though? Is it? It's a kind of legal attaché. Oh, legal attaché. So they add legate. So they add in the two words. What is it? How do you, bro? I have to all this. Say
Legate. Legate.
legate. Oh, legate. Okay. Full legate position in the country will strengthen and enhance the long-standing cooperation with the key Five Eyes partner in the Southwestern Pacific region. I guess it's a good thing. I don't know. Trump administration is launching a new private health tracking system with big tech's help. Like on top of Whoop. Don't we have many? Or this is like the government stuff. So government sanctioned. The Trump administration announced it is launching a new program that will allow Americans to share personal health data and medical records across health systems and apps run by private tech companies, promising that will make it easier to access health records and monitor wellness. More than 60 companies, including major tech companies like Google, Amazon, Apple, as well as healthcare giants like United Health Group and CVS Health, have agreed to share patient data in the system. The initiative will focus on diabetes and weight management, conversational artificial intelligence that helps patients, and digital tools such as QR codes and apps that register patients for check-ins or track medications. For decades, America's healthcare networks have been overdue for a high-tech upgrade, President Donald Trump said during an event with company CEOs at the White House on Wednesday. The existing systems are often slow, costly, and incompatible with one another, but with today's announcement, we take a major step to bring healthcare into the digital age. I wonder how this is going to go over with, the "Don't Tread on Me" Americans, because their data is being shared, and obviously there's going to be a leak, because anytime you're giving data to any company, I'm pretty sure it's going to leak. That's what I assume. It's going to leak at some point. So this is being shared with somebody that you don't want it to be shared with. Virginia councilman set on fire in personal attack at his office. Police. What? What's happening in America, bro? This is something that I don't want to say it, but in certain cultures it happens still, unfortunately. But a Virginia councilman was set on fire in an apparent personal attack on Wednesday. Authorities said the suspect shot C. Michael Buck Hayes, allegedly confronted Danville City Councilman Lee Vogler, 38, at his office at Showcase magazine and covered him with flammable liquid. The Danville Police Department said both went outside where Hayes allegedly set Vogler on fire, police said. Vogler has been taken to hospital in unknown condition. Police said Showcase magazine said he sustained serious burn injuries. Hayes, 29, of Danville, is in custody. Police said the suspect allegedly fled the scene and was then stopped by police officers a few blocks away. Seems like I wonder what it happened. It appears Vogel and Hayes know each other, and the attack stems from a personal matter not related to the victim's position on Danville City Council or any other political affiliation. Police said Vogler, who was elected to the city council in 2012 at the age of 24, also worked as the director of sales at Showcase magazine, where he was attacked. We are deeply shocked and saddened by this act of violence, Showcase magazine said in a statement. Our thoughts and prayers are with Lee and his family as he receives medical care. The Showcase magazine team is fully cooperative with law enforcement as they continue their investigation. What is going on? I'm telling you, we are living in a simulation. Everything shit's hitting the wall. The wall shit's hitting the fan. US imposes sanctions on Brazilian High Court judge. So he can't. What happens when you put sanctions on a person in a certain country? Because then what happens? Like, I mean, with the other one, when it's a country, you're not supposed to trade on a country and all this, trade with a country and all that stuff. But what happens when it's just a person? Moraes overseeing trial of Bolsonaro's alleged coup plot. Trump imposed 50% tariff on his citing a witch hunt. 50% tariff from Brazil. Brazil officials calls U.S. sanctions violent and arrogant. The U.S. on Wednesday imposed sanctions on a Brazilian Supreme Court justice overseeing the trial of former President Jair Bolsonaro. Is it Jair or Jair? Jair Bolsonaro accusing the judge of authorizing arbitrary pre-trial detention and suppressing freedom of expression. This is Alexandre de Moraes has presided over the criminal case against Bolsonaro, who has been charged with plotting a coup to overturn Brazil's 2022 presidential election. Very similar to certain. Subscribe to Reuters to continue. Bro, you make money, Reuters. Stop asking me. Hey, we put out news, but pay us. Hey there, I had a look at your trainers to really boost engagement, fast track your passive verification program. You will need to grow your. I can help you gain 24 results within just 3 days, bringing you $1,000 monthly. Free fuel to recharge 2 minutes. Bro, I feel like you're a scam, bro. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. All these people like telling me about streaming, yeah. Recall issued for some Celsius energy drinks were inadvertently filled with High Noon vodka seltzer. High Noon has issued a voluntary recall of certain vodka seltzer cases after some cans were mislabeled as Celsius energy drinks. The concern is consumers could accidentally ingest alcohol. The FDA said 12-pack cases of High Noon's beach variety shipped from July 21st to July 23rd contained cans of its vodka-based seltzer that were mislabeled as Celsius Astro Vibe Sparkling Blue Raz Edition. The brand is recalling 2 production lots. 2 production lots, is that a lot? 2 production lots. How much? Speak like Yoda. 2 production lots. Determine the cost of 2 production. Not, bro. This is. The FDA said no illnesses or adverse events have been reported. The product was shipped from distributors to retailers in Florida, New York, Ohio, South Carolina, Virginia, and Wisconsin. The first thing that came in my mind is if anyone got DUI, DWI, whatever, their lawyers are going to like hit a jackpot. They're going to say, this is what it is, throw my clients, this is what happened, throw my clients' case out, and also there probably will like be a lawsuit against Celsius and then they'll get money. FDA vaccine chief leaving agency after less than 3 months. Vinay Prasad. What happened to Vinay Prasad? What's that smile about Vinay? The Food of the FDA's polarizing vaccine chief is leaving the agency after a brief tenure that drew the ire of biotech executives, patient groups, and conservative allies of President Donald Trump. Dr. Vinay Prasad did not want to be a distraction and was stepping down from his role as the FDA's top vaccine regulator to spend more time with his family. A spokesperson for the Department of Health and Human Services said in a statement late Tuesday. 2 people familiar with the situation told the Associated Press that Prasad was ousted following several recent controversies. They spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss internal personnel matters. Prasad did not immediately respond to a request for comment Wednesday morning. Okay, bro. Texas man is charged in killing of Afghan refugee who fought alongside Green Berets. What is going on? Okay, a Texas man has been charged with the murder and the killing of an Afghan father who spent years fighting alongside U.S. Green Berets in Afghanistan. Suspect Katia Travon Bourgier, 31, was charged with shooting Abdurrahman Waziri, also 31, in a dispute over parking in Houston. Parking. But Bourgier hasn't been arrested and said he received a summons to appear in court next week as if it were a traffic violation. It's the latest bizarre turn in a case that has sparked protests in Houston and prompted Green Berets to write letters to public officials demanding justice for their fallen former comrade. This indictment is just the beginning of this justice the Waziri family deserves, said the attorney Omar Khwaja. A husband and father who was senselessly killed, and while we are grateful the grand jury returned a murder charge, it is outrageous that the man accused of taking his life is being allowed to appear by summons, not arrested, not handcuffed, not treated like the violent offender he is alleged to be. Asked why prosecutors didn't issue an arrest warrant, our spokesman for the Harris County Attorney's Office responded with a brief statement. After a grand jury indicted the defendant, the clerk's office issued a summons and he is required to appear in court. That said, efforts to reach Bourgier were not successful and it was not immediately clear if he had hired an attorney. 5 years, Waziri served in an elite unit tasked with helping to protect Green Berets in Afghanistan. He made it to the U.S. in 2021 and settled in Houston with his wife and 2 young daughters. He's only been here like 4 years, only to be gunned down outside his apartment complex, Houston police said. The gunman spoke to police officers at the scene but was let go without being charged, police said. 3 months passed with no updates after law enforcement officials from after it happened a while ago, but on Monday a Houston grand jury returned an indictment charging Bourgier with felony murder. According to a copy obtained by NBC News, the charging document included a request for summons that calls on Bourgier to appear in court at 9 a.m. next Tuesday, August 5th. I wonder what's going to happen. It's Texas, bro. Canada's measles case surpassed U.S. Oh, wow. Jury reaches verdict in trial of Colorado dentist accused of poisoning wife. Oh, I remember this. What is the verdict? Guilty verdict. The jury has found James Craig guilty of murder and other charges in the killing of his wife in 2023 by poisoning her protein shakes. Judge Shea Whitaker sentenced Craig to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Impact statements. Several family members made emotional impact statements after the verdict. Angela Craig's eldest daughter said life and the world will truly never be the same without her mom, and said her dad had betrayed her trust. Prosecutors said Craig killed his wife with a mix of arsenic, cyanide, and tetrahydrozoline, a medication commonly found in eye drops. They also accused him of plotting in jail to kill 4 other people, including the lead detective investigating his wife's death. What's wrong with this dude? It's like, I think America's going back like to how it was in the, I don't know, 90s, 80s, maybe even like 70s. Who would do this in 2025? Anyway, he got the right verdict, right? If he did it. Doomsday cult exhumations ordered after hundreds of members were found dead. What? Again? Where is this? Nairobi, a Kenyan court has ordered the exhumation of bodies suspected to belong to people who were starved and suffocated in the same county where hundreds of members of a doomsday cult were found dead 2 years ago. Prosecutors said, this mask is going to be the end of me. The bodies in the new case are believed to be buried in shallow graves on the outskirts of Malindi in southeastern Kenya's Kilifi County, and 11 suspects are being investigated. Kenya's Office of the Director of Public Prosecutors said on X. Oh, God, bro. Whenever they ask you to drink something together and all these things, leave, run. Nebraska plant explosion killed 2 girls and an employee, and the fire is still burning. Rest in peace. Radioactive wasp nest found at site where US once made nuclear bombs. So are you serious? So the nest, to all these years, like later, workers at a site in South Carolina that once had key parts for nuclear bombs in the US have found a radioactive wasp nest, but officials say there is no danger to anyone. But so that means it can get on things and just be there for years? I want to know. Okay, hold on. The nest had a radiation level 10 times what is allowed by federal regulations. Officials said employees who routinely check radiation levels at the Savannah Riverside near Aiken found a wasp net on July 3rd on a post near tanks. Post near tanks where liquid nuclear waste is stored, according to a report from the U.S. Department of Energy. Oh, it's still active, the site. Okay. The workers sprayed the nest with insect killer, removed it, and disposed of it as radioactive waste. No wasps were found, officials said. The report said there is no leak from the waste tank, and the nest was likely radioactive through what is called on-site legacy radioactive contamination from the residual radioactivity left from when the site was fully operational. It's not fully operational right now. The watchdog group Savannah Riverside Watch said the report was at best incomplete since it doesn't detail where the contamination came from, how the wasps might have encountered it, and the possibility there could be another radioactive nest if there is a leak somewhere. Hey. Danville councilman set on fire by attacker who poured gasoline on it. We read this. Two-time biathlon gold medalist Laura Dalmier killed in mountaineering accident. Rest in peace. Tupac Shakur murder suspect files appeal with Nevada Supreme Court to dismiss charges. Did this guy go on like different podcasts and like online platforms and say that he did it himself? Didn't he do that, or at least he knew who did it? New York skyscraper mass shooter assembled weapon himself, police say. NYC. New York has a very strict like weapon law, like anti-weapon law, like what you can carry on yourself. I don't know how he just did it. He's walking in daylight with a gun. NYC subway and bus fares going up to $3 in 2026 MTA, officials say. So what is it now? That's something, bro. Here comes the Pakistanis with their co-host. Man sentenced to time served for trying to open plane door, stab flight attendant in neck. Brother, it's not a good look for you. Like the way you're looking. What's his name? Thank you for the follow, Jamil Digegi. Hey, 11 stream. I help streamers grow and monetize revenue. Let's tag connect on trees. Okay, Ryan. Bro, are you even like, is this scam? A lot of people tell me it's scam. A Massachusetts man was sentenced to time served after more than 2 years in prison for attempting to open a United Airlines emergency exit door and mid-flight before trying to stab a flight attendant in the neck with a broken metal spoon, officials say. Francisco Severo Torres, 35, pleaded guilty in May to 1 count of interference and attempted interference with flight crew members and attendants using a dangerous weapon in the 2023 incident. He was sentenced on Tuesday to time served after spending about 26 months in custody, the Department of Justice said in a press release. His sentence included 5 years of supervised release, during which he won't be able to fly on a commercial flight, officials said. Teacher arrested for Arkansas double murder while getting a haircut. Okay, let me not get sidelined. Okay. Pennsylvania lawyer pleads guilty to forging signature of U.S. District Judge. What? A Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania lawyer pleaded guilty in federal court on Friday to violating federal forgery laws acting in the United States. Attorney Troy Ravetti said on Tuesday. Michael Brennan Cohen, 41, pleaded guilty to 2 counts of forging the signature of a United States District Judge. Cohen was licensed to practice law in Pennsylvania and the United States District Court for the Middle District of Pennsylvania. Okay. While representing a client in a civil lawsuit against a healthcare company, he told the victim that he filed the lawsuit on the victim's behalf in the United States District Court for the Middle District of Pennsylvania, but never actually filed the suit. Did he get paid by the healthcare company? Probably did. Right, let me move on. Ozzy Osbourne's funeral procession in UK gives Black Sabbath frontman the chance to say farewell. Kluchevskoy volcano in Russia's far east starts erupting after earthquake. Oh. Okay, I read everything. Okay, move on because really gloom and doom today. I need to see like some positive news somewhere. Okay, same strategy. Word with a lot of wow. Whoa, what is this? Because I want to see. All right. File. Blank, I blank. There's R and L. 5-letter word, R and L. I is in the middle. I is the third letter. And the L is not second letter, and R is not last letter. So, Brill. Is Brill or no? Is grill. Oh. Frill. Oh, no frills. Like no frills. Bro, what the hell? Fourth guess. That was fast. That was easy. All right. All right, let's play this mini crossword. What is it? Quick punches. Oh, jabs. Oh, I'm good at today. It's a good start. I feel it. I feel like today is a good start to this crossword. I'm gonna do good. Animal with unique stripes, similar to a human fingerprint. Oh, zebra. Okay, the Rock's signature wrestling move. The people's I didn't know this. The FU is John Cena's, right? Pumps the brakes, say. Pumps the brakes, say. Hello? What? Many Bluey viewers. I don't know what that is. TikTok, tiki-taki. Treat once advertised as America's most famous dessert, apple pie. Head of a monastery. Monastery. How do you say? Is it monastery or monastery? But I'm not.
Monastery.
Monastery. Head of a monastery. Furrowed facial features. What is that? 3 down. Lumber mill tool. Saw. I know that. Grated citrus peel. Zest. Right? Got that. Got that. Brr, what is 3 down? Brr. Furrowed facial features. Facial be like brows. 8 mini bluey viewers. What's a bluey viewer? Pumps the brakes. Say. Oh, this is slow. So I knew this was slow. The People's Rock Tree. Oh, got that too. Oh shit. Got that too. Treat once advertised as America's famous Jello. Got it. Head of monastery. Habit? What? How did? Wait, what is tot? What the hell is the like tater tot? Many bluey viewers. What does that mean? Oh, like little kids? Oh, many. Very young, yeah, but like little kids, tots. What is Bluey? Bluey is Bluey is an animation. It's a cartoon stuff. Okay. All right. Well, that's that. Yeah, let's play some quiz. I'm out of here. I'm out of here, bro. Where was Thomas Edison born? It wasn't St. Louis? No, Louisiana. St. Louis, right? What? Ohio? What was Thomas Edison's middle name? Thomas Alva Edison. Yep. I know that. What was the first Edison invention to receive a patent? Wasn't it the light bulb? Electric vote recorder. I gotta get like all right for something for me to leave. And I'll leave till I get everything right. For all questions. Where does the modern form of tennis originate from? Tennis? I have no idea. I'm gonna say Greek. So Greece. I don't know why I felt like that. Where is it? United Kingdom? This is how new they rule the world, because they have a lot of leisure activities. Soccer comes from there. If someone has scored 3 points in tennis, what is their score? 15, right? No, what is it? I don't know. I don't play tennis. 40! What is the math behind that? What is it called when the score is 40-40? Deuce. Yeah, I know. Yeah. There's love too, right? Something is love. No, that's badminton. Yeah, that's badminton. Entertainment, I feel like good. Which country is Drake from? Canada. Let's go. Alright, next. What's Drake's real name? Aubrey. Yeah, what's name? Drake has voice acted for famous Disney movies. Which one? Moana or is it Ice Age? Oh, it was Ice Age. Ah! Okay. I'm gonna get everything right. Geography? Okay, let's see. Might get it. What is the name of the Asian country often referred to as the Adobe of Peace? Asian country, Adobe of Peace? I'm thinking East Asia, but there's a lot of wars here. Is it Taiwan? Is it Singapore? No, Singapore. Just what is this? Oh, this is part of Malaysia. Ah, interesting. Is it Taiwan? No, Japan has done like some crazy colonial stuff. Let me do Taiwan. Bro, why can't I guess? What the hell? Why can't I guess Taiwan? What is it? You're guessing Indonesia with rise of Brunei. That was so Brunei? Really? Ah, could be Brunei, yeah. What's the name of the island where Brunei is located? Sulawesi sounds like it. Borneo. What's the name of the largest city in Brunei? Bro, I've never, not Kuala Lumpur. I gotta get one, every question right in one category, and then I'm off. Let's see. Da Vinci Code starts off with the murder in a museum in what city? I want to say Rome, wasn't it? What? Where? UK? Oh, France. Oh, that's right. What's the fiction character called in Dan Brown's book, which starts with Angels and Demons? Rob Langdon. Robert Langdon. Yeah. Who portrayed role in the movies? Tom Hanks. Next. No, I gotta get everything right in section. This is gonna be the end of this. Let's go. In which country was Tony Abbott prime minister in the 2010s? Mark it on the map. Australia. Okay, next one. 1901, Australia gained independence from the UK. What did Australia start off as to the British? Military base, defense base, penal colony, porting dock. Was it a defective? It was like a prison, right? I want to do military base. Penal colony. Oh, that's what it is. Penal is like punitive. Okay. Who became the president in 2022? Albanese, right? Yeah. I could have gotten that right, dude. The Yom Kippur War was mainly fought between Syria, Israel, and one other country. Which one? I want to say Egypt. Turkey. What is this? Who is this? I don't even know who this is. Egypt, yeah. Who was the Egyptian president during the Yom Kippur War? Sadat, I want to say. Yeah, I was Sadat. What region had a central part of the conflict? Sinai Peninsula? I might have gotten this right. Of all the freaking categories, I got history right. Which country can you find WeChat? China. Dude, I'm smart, bro. I'm legit smart, I'm telling you. China is massive, dude. Which one of these companies is not from South Korea? LG, PlayStation, Hyundai, Samsung is. I feel like PlayStation? Yeah. Does the Monopoly man have a monocle, or does it just feels like he has one? No monocle. Yeah. See, I got two sections right. Okay, I'm out. 2 sections right. I'm out. What are the odds, bro? Ooh, what's going on?